please welcome the Chairman and CEO of Ascena Retail Group, David Jaffe.
Good morning. I'm David Jaffe, Chairman and CEO of Ascena Retail Group. We're a $7 billion collective with a predominant specialty, women's specialty retail stores that you well know. Ann Taylor, Loft, Lou & Grey, Dress Barn, Maurice's, Lane Bryant, Catherine's, and of course, Justice. I'm pleased to be here today to tell you how brick and mortar retailers can not only survive, but thrive in the environment today. Clearly, our industry is in a state of disruption. It's challenging, but it's also invigorating. When we think about the new world, it's all about how we reinvent the industry that we're in, the legacy retail brick and mortar industry. And we're thinking about how we can redo our business model to be more specific, more on target for the needs today. So to do that, we've got to start off with, how do we get here? What was the disruption that led us here? So there's 6 major customer expectations that I believe have changed. 1, personal. She wants us to know her and understand her, and someone like Stitch Fix has done a great job in changing that model. On demand. She wants it, and she wants it now. So think of Netflix. Just hit a few buttons and you can watch a movie. Transparent. She wants to know everything about what she's buying, and there's no better example of that than Everlane. Value. She wants a really good price, and the flash sale sites like the Zulili's and the Rue La La have done a wonderful job there. Entertainment. She doesn't want to be bored, and my favorite example are the beauty bloggers. They get up there in 20 minutes, they show you how to make up your face, so it's very engaging. And fast, she wants it right away, and nobody does a better job of that with Amazon Prime or same day or even 2-hour shipping. So we're looking at these changed customer expectations, and we're trying to determine which areas we need to reinvent. Second, the casualization of America has been ongoing. It's been steady. And what we find now is that the customer wants versatility in her wardrobe. She wants to go from day to night. So if you go back to when I started working, everyone had 2 closets, a career closet, all their work clothes, and then they had a casual closet, maybe for the weekend or for nights out. And now that's disappeared. Second is this concept of wanting experience over things. Consumers are spending much more of their time and their money on experiences, whether it's going out to the movies, going to restaurants, going on vacation, etc., versus actually buying things, including apparel. So as retailers, we've got to make sure that we've got the exact right product that she wants, that's the right category, that's the right usage for what she's looking for. And we've got to make sure the experience in the stores is more than just a transaction. Third, how can we forget Amazon? Amazon has some tremendous strengths. We all know about profound convenience that they deliver, fair prices, the endless selection, this long tail of offerings that they present. So they've changed the game in so many ways. But there are a few important lessons that we've all learned from Amazon. 1, the importance of a frictionless experience. The power of loyalty and incentive. Amazon Prime. The strength of data and the necessity of continual innovation. Never settle. Keep working to satisfy the customer. So Amazon's obviously forced all of us to up our game. Next, new, what I'll call unexpected competitors have cropped up. So there's all these ideas out there, and because the cost of starting an online business has come down so dramatically in the last 10 years, anyone with a good idea can bring it to a VC or an angel network or whatever and get it funded, and then they're encouraged to scale it fast, don't worry about the profitability, And as these businesses have grown, some have been very successful, some have gone public, and some not so much. But in all cases, what they've done is change the customer expectation. They've created a niche that's attracted perhaps some of our customers, but it's also raised our expectations about prices, perhaps about delivery, and makes it harder then for us to continue to operate in our old model. We've got to change our model kind of to keep up with what the customer expects. One of the things we found as we've looked at some of these companies, in most cases after that initial rush of new customers or first-time customers, the cost for them of acquiring a new customer is actually greater than the lifetime value. So these are not sustainable models. As we look out, given all the changes that have happened, we kind of boil it down to two things that we've got to do really, really well. One, we've got to have great product. Two, we've got to offer her a great experience. So let's talk about that. First, product is king. Not technology, not the customer, but it's product. If you don't start around product, you'll never win. We are fashion-driven specialty retailers. We're not going to win focusing on basics or on price, but it's got to be great fashion. And it's got to be consistent with the aesthetic of our brands. It's not just about great product, but it's also how you present it. So as an example, what you see up here is Ann Taylor's Pants Are Power campaign that was just launched on International Women's Day. So not only is the brand worried and focused, as you see in the picture, about fashion, fit, and quality, but it's also how it's being presented. And as you see here, it's being presented in a way that aligns with women's empowerment because of International Women's Day. Next, the mood of the customer is no longer patience. She sees it, she wants to buy it now, she wants to wear it now. So she's not waiting around for trends. She sees it on TV or she sees it on her phone, and she says, okay, that's what I want, where can I get it? So the impact for us, and many others like us, is that we've got to speed up our product lifestyle. We've got to shorten our supply chain. We've got to do this while still maintaining quality and consistency of fit. That's what we're known for. So we've got to think about the flow of our products. You know, in the old days, it was kind of these seasonal deliveries. And you do a big floor set a few times a year, and that's what you stood for that season. Now, the world has changed, and we're getting constant deliveries. So we always have newness and fresh inventory on the floor. Next is the criticality of the experience, and as part of that, one-to-one selling, both in-store and online. We've got to stay connected to this woman, and we've got to build trust and an emotional connection with her that will build loyalty. Online players can't do this in the stores the way we can. We need to leverage this advantage. And what you see on the screen are a couple of things that we are doing with one-on-one selling events as well as an in-store fashion show at our Justice brand. These are things that are advantages to us that an online player can't do, and we've got to make sure that we continue to leverage it. On the digital space, we have to become more relevant to her. We have to use the information we gather about her and artificial intelligence and analytics to be able to give her information and talk to her in a way that she's interested in. Our marketing budget, as you can imagine, has completely shifted. In the old days, it was print, it was media, the old media like radio and TV. Now, most of our budget is digital. And we've got to optimize it. And so one of the things that we've really focused on is trying to engage not just influencers, but our customers as well as our associates. They become our brand ambassadors, and they like to post on new fashions that are coming in, or perhaps events or what have you. And so we believe this creates much greater authenticity than just paying some blogger to write about us. In addition, what we've seen in this change, in the old days, we used to have celebrity spokespeople. Some of you may recall when we had Kate Hudson as a spokesperson for Ann Taylor. Well, that's changed, and now we don't have celebrity spokespeople. They just don't have the same importance to our customer as they used to, and so now we're working much more closely with influencers. Next, every millennial associate wants to know what your purpose is. Here's ours. We provide all women and girls with fashion and inspiration for living confidently every day. And everything we do gets shaped by this. And the challenge we have is to make sure we're going out to our 65,000 associates and telling them about this core purpose that we have and making sure everything we do supports it. As an example, with our charitable initiatives, we've got to make sure that we're choosing things that really resonate both with our associates and our customer. It's things that they're passionate about. And we can't just walk the walk. We can't just stick a decal up on the window and say we've checked the box. We've got to get more directly involved, and we've got to make a difference in people's lives, not just by writing a check. Next, our mantra has become faster, better, more cost-effective. We've got to make sure we're changing our operating model. If you take a step back, what we have is a business that's based on brick and mortar. The legacy business is a fixed cost model. What we're moving to is a digital model. Now over 20% of our business is online, and that's a variable cost business. So we've had to think up a way to change our operating model so that we could take costs out and invest those savings into new capabilities that will enable us to excel both in our brick and mortar and our online businesses. So what we've done is develop a shared service model. What this does is enable us to centralize and standardize our approach to business. In so doing, we've taken out hundreds of millions of dollars in costs, and we've also created this plug-and-play environment. So we've integrated our 8 brands, and now as we think about it, we're looking for more synergies within the brands, but also more opportunities to leverage our size. The other point is, in the old days, we were much more structured, and now we've got to become much more agile and much faster because the market is just changing so much more rapidly. You can't cut your way to growth. So as much as we're working on the efficiency side, there's a big and there, and that and is about how do we reinvent the business to grow what we have, both online and in store, but also to look at new opportunities. So if you think about it, we've got these great brands, and right now, those brands are distributed only through our stores and through our websites. And if you look at the great brands, think of Calvin Klein or Tommy Hilfiger or whatever, they're distributed much, much more widely, both domestically and internationally. So we're looking at all different opportunities, and that's just one example. So to summarize, let me make 3 points. 1, brands still matter. When you think about it, brands give that customer security. We have credibility with her. She knows the values we stand for. She understands the quality that we represent. Our opportunity is to use our physical stores as a way to engage our customers. Our stores have the advantage of appealing to all 5 senses when a customer walks in the door. At the same time, on the digital side, we're gaining lots of information about our customer, and we've got to use that information to learn more about her so that we can not only understand who she is, but understand what it is that she wants from us. One of the other points about our brands, if you think about it, our brands, I like to say they're iconic. They're about, depending on the brand, they're 50, 60, even Lane Bryant is over 100 years old. Everybody knows these brands. So we think it's time to start flexing our muscles, to leverage the strengths that we have, and to evolve our model. It's not one or the other, it's both. So there's no question that there is a big shift to digital, but I believe it's the omni players that are going to be the winners long term. So when you think about it, the guys that started out doing great on digital, the Warby Parkers, the Bonobos, the Rent the Runways, all now have physical presences. And when you think about the online leader, Amazon, they bought Whole Foods. Walmart bought Jet. So everything's kind of converging around this middle, around this omni. One of the things that I think are important to understand is that the brick and mortar retailers have inherent strengths. So these legacy folks like ourselves have this huge customer database. So we have 25 million customers that are active. And we have another 25 that we can still talk to that are lapsed. We have brand equity. Our brands are well established. And our fleet gives us a presence that you can't miss when you go into a mall or a strip center. We have multiple sources of distribution. So it's not just from our fulfillment center, it's also from our stores. So we can ship to store, we can ship from store, you can order in store, you can buy online, pick up in store, any combination that you want. And they also become convenient return centers. Sometimes it's just a hassle to have to put that product in a bag and ship it off. Well, all you want is another size. So you can go down to the store, get another size, have someone work with you about maybe giving you some other products that match with that outfit, perhaps. And finally, we have an infrastructure that is both efficient and scalable. So I think we're in a unique position to reshape retail and develop a new model. And so that's, for me, very, very exciting. So I think radical change like we're experiencing presents opportunity. In every market disruption, there are winners and new models emerge. Women are still going to be shopping in stores and buying fashion for many years to come. And our goal is to continue to attract that woman and be one of the long-term winners. In closing, the key is not to view these shifts as barriers that drain our energy, but as new possibilities that inspire us to reimagine our business, to reinvent our role as leaders, and to come together driven by a shared, positive vision of the future. Thank you very much.